Hello, my name is Kate McMahon. I'm here to share with you some information about how to use an incredible resource. That resource is the Social Emotional Photo Library. It's one of the items that we have chosen as a key tool to support pre-kindergarten to kindergarten transition. Some of the standards that we focus on during the pre-kindergarten year and hope will continue to grow as children move through elementary school are social emotional standards. And three in particular standards are incredibly important. So one uses words to communicate personal characteristics, preferences, thoughts, and feelings, recognize own emotions, and manage and exhibit behavioral control, and then recognize the emotion of peers and respond with empathy and compassion. Those standards are something that we have worked really hard on throughout our pre-kindergarten year with students, and again, want to continue to see them develop, and we want families to support at home. So one of the tools that we have selected to support these standards is called the Social Emotional Photo Library. We're going to talk a little bit about this tool and how to best use it. Okay, so the Social Emotional Photo Library, when you open it, it'll come in parts, but you'll put it together. And then once you put it together, you'll have 8 categories. Each of those categories has a direction card and then photo cards. There's 100 photo cards total. The 8 categories are feelings and emotions, positive character traits, managing emotions, problem solving, good manners, friends, families, and working together. So for each of those 8 categories, you'll find a directions card, and then you'll also find picture cards that go along with that area of study. So for feelings and emotions, for example, this card is a picture of a little one who feels proud. The directions card is really a wealth of information. It gives you some open-ended questions that are relevant to all of the different emotion cards. And it gives you good open-ended questions that will spark meaningful conversation with your child. So for example, how do you think the child in this photo is feeling? Would you like to share a story about a time that you felt proud or happy or sad? How can you tell when someone feels that way? And so on. On the back of the card, you'll actually see then extension activities. So what you'll see here, for example, is using a mirror and one of the cards from this section, ask children to make a face that matches the card. Point out the similarities and differences between the child's face and the face on the cards. It goes on to list other examples and ways that you might use these cards. Another example here, so for example, problem solving. So again, we have directions on how to use these cards, and then we have photo cards. So this is one of a little one who is building a tower, which is about to fall over. And so the question on the back, what can you do if you mess up? So the conversation that you can have with your child around this is that we all make mistakes. What do we do when we make a mistake? How do we fix our mistakes? That is an important understanding for children to have and important conversations for you to have with them. So again, the directions card will give you some open-ended questions that can be applicable to all of the cards, and then some extension activities on the back. So for example, lay the cards out along with some of the cards from the managing emotions section. Ask children to pick out a managing emotions card that could help solve each problem. So in this example, you can see that the directions help you make connections between the card sets. The other thing that I'll flag around these cards that's really wonderful is the pictures alone allow for incredible oral language and vocabulary development. One of the most important things you can do with your students or your children is just to talk to them. When you talk to them, you are building the foundation for literacy development for their entire career, entire life. And so these pictures and these images and these questions and ideas help you to engage in conversation with your child. That builds their oral language, it builds their vocabulary, which ultimately builds their literacy skills. So we encourage you to pay attention to the direction cards and the extension activities, but also just use the cards and the words on the back to have conversations with your child. It's one of the most important things that you can do to build social emotional development, but also build oral language and vocabulary. All right, we hope you enjoy this resource and that this very brief tutorial was helpful. Thanks so much.